Oh, are we live? Oh, whoops. I guess that's automatic. All right. Well, there, there's no one on right now, so I guess I'm just gonna yap. I'm gonna yap for a bit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Surprise stream at 8 o'clock. Um, and no one watching, which is a shame. Nope, there are two people watching. Just, just keeping an eye on that. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to do this quick stream because I am very good morning, Gregory Studios. Well, I know I had a Pal World stream scheduled today, but I kind of didn't want to play Pal World, and I'm working on the My Side video right now as well. So hopefully, I'll finish that. I'll definitely finish the My Side video by the end of the morning, and that'll be that. Um, that's that. And that'll release to members first, and then hopefully that will be scheduled to fully release on the not 25th. That's something else. On the 15th next week. So there's that. There's that. Um, then I'm gonna work on shorts today, but yeah, I didn't want to do a Pal World stream today. But I was looking on Twitter. I was on Twitter. I was wondering what in the world, what's happening. Um, there's this that I want to talk about, and I wanted to see if you guys also were interested in this. I'm just gonna share this on my Discord because it seems like no one's watching. Maybe this is the consequence of not planning streams and just suddenly streaming out of nowhere. How are you, by the way, Gregory Studios? Are you doing okay? I hope you're doing well. Surprise stream. Welcome yawning. Oh, here we go. Welcome, 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 born again lunatic. You know, the first time. Okay, so just so you know, born again. I am. I don't usually wear glasses because it messes with the VTuber model. So the first time I met you, I thought you were a born again Lutheran. So my bad. My sincerest apologies. All right, hello. It's a surprise stream because I saw this and I know I had something scheduled for today, but don't worry about it. Where we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about VTubers because I look at this. I look at this. Yeah, I know born again lunatic, but I know you're actually orthodox. You're secretly orthodox. One of the rare ortho bros that we have, which we really do appreciate you. Um, so yeah, I wanted to look at this. Look at this graph in particular because wait, your chat's blocking it. Chat is blocking the graph. There we go. There we go. Chat is no longer blocking the graph. Um, I think this graph really proves the future, like the future of um the future of where content creation is going and where entertainment is going, which is the most watched female streamer currently is Usada Pekora. The second is Sakura Miko. The third is Iron Mouse. The fourth is Koyori from also Hololive. Fifth is Ozaru Subaru, and I think it's just it shows like the there are no like real IRL flesh tubers in the top five for most watched female streamers, which says a lot about what the future of content creation is. Welcome, Jackson Smith, by the way. Welcome, welcome. It must be your lucky day. Hellbent says VTubing is the future. Gregory Studio says Konpeko, Konpeko, Konpeko. For real, for real. So, yeah, I think this is, it's just indicative of the fact that a lot of, even, what was it, top eight Amaranth, you can kind of see from that, from the, from the small bit of the profile we get there, not very wholesome content. I think it shows that even though I like VTubing is a bit cringe in the fact that it is a lot of the top VTubers, top indie VTubers anyway, are very, very horny and they're very like they're trying to appeal to that audience and it's not very good in that sense. So I don't like it in that sense. Um, but when we look at like Pekora, right? Pekora is quite wholesome, right? Miko is quite wholesome. I haven't seen I haven't seen a Koyori stream yet. Like, or Subaru, right? Subaru isn't it's only a few times where she's like, "Oh, we're gonna like play into the horny bit," but even with Subaru, like from the stuff that I've seen from her, it's just that she's a very entertaining person to watch. Like, I love her persona of like, "Oh, we're I'm the police person, trying to keep order in Hololive." So yeah, the Flesh streamers are up there because of showing themselves. Yeah, and that sucks, right? But I think it's virtual prostitution is what it is. That's what it is. Hello, welcome Cielo, Jose. Horny media sells yawning, but I think it shows that yes, it does sell, but what happens when you grow up, right? Um, yeah, it is just abominable garbage. Because obviously, like there's always gonna be like horny teenage boys. They're always going to exist, but how long is that gonna last? Like eventually you're gonna be 40, right? You're not gonna be 20 forever, and you're going to grow old, and you're going to lose that audience because you've stopped. Like there's what is it? Sorry, it is morning time, and I haven't really woken up fully yet. But there's that bit in Proverbs 31. I'm gonna get out my Bible. Right? There's that bit in Proverbs 31 that talks about charm being deceptive. Charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord should be praised. That's it. Yeah, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And I think that's ultimately that's the only thing that will provide these guys, because they've got a lot of money right now. They're getting they've got a lot of popularity right now. But what happens what happens when they lose their beauty? Beauty is fleeting. So I met a fella some time ago on Roblox who literally admitted to me his excuse is, but I'm going through hard times, and we need to whack it. I think that is kind of the appeal of VTubers though, because I think I like I like watching a cute anime girl. That's why I watch VTubers, because I like watching cute anime girls doing cute anime things, um, and I want them to do that. I want that persona as I watch them playing a video game, and it's just it makes my day. It makes me happy. It's very cool when that happens. So yeah, Mousy is big. Yeah, Iron Mouse is actually big. There aren't so I'd say currently the biggest in EN VTuber is probably in the world is probably Gargura. But the only reason why she's not up on this list, is because she has not streamed in the past 2 years. So it's because she's on like weird hiatus. So yeah, Iron Mouse is surprisingly a very big streamer. Like I don't think anyone in the EN space even comes close to it. Let's see if we can find that. I don't know if you saw the message I sent you earlier. Unsure if YouTube maybe censored it. But no, content creators exploit those suffering with addictions for money. That is, yeah, that is quite unfortunate. Um, what am I looking for? Top EN VTubers. Hopefully that comes up. I think Biju is going to show up there for 2024. Consistent streams at around 10k CCV. We'll see. Yeah, that's actually good. All right, this doesn't show yeah, that's unfortunate. This doesn't quite show views, but I guess it's the best that we've got. Um most watched female streamers list. Let's see if we get it on there. Stream charts, yes. I heard Gooba's had some health issues. Personally, I've been praying for her. Yeah, it's always good to do that. Okay, I think this shows Can we do of all time? Because I'm seeing strange people on here that aren't VTubers. Okay, from just this list that I'm looking at, apparently Shy Lily's next. Oh, this doesn't show YouTube, does it? Oh, it doesn't show YouTube. Oh, stream charts, how dare you? Stream charts isn't showing me. Honestly, I'm scared, jump scared by how big Hololive JP is. That's actually, I'm just like, because I love this is the dark side of like VTubers as well, which is it is also unfortunately the case that that VTubers, the reason why VTubers are popular in the first place is because they are they're there to, especially in Japan, it's because Japanese men unfortunately don't know how to talk to women. So that's the main reason why Hololive JP is incredibly big. It's because Japanese men, young men, don't know how to have relationships, right? They're all very socially awkward, and I'm generalizing here, but it kind of shows the state of society that, especially in Japan, the fact that people aren't marrying in Japan at the same rate as they were like 20, 30 years ago, just shows how socially awkward or that that sense of like there is no Japan is a society which is incredibly wealthy, but um it isn't conducive to um yeah, I guess isn't conducive to like them actually having relationships, right? Kokuso manga, yeah, you should probably up your volume, hey. All right. In terms of most popular VTubers on YouTube, so we've got Gargura, Hosho Marine, Kizuna Ai, Filion, then it's Pekra, Kobo. I'm surprised Kobo's up there actually. Japan's dating scene is off the grid, as in it's not doing well. Yeah, yeah. That's something I plan about to talk about in my video essay. Also, the oppressive work culture can make it hard for young people, both men and women. That as well, right? I think who is it? Aaron Yumi kind of talks about this, which is like why the reason why Japan has like this massive crisis of birth rates and things like that is just because they don't they're not um they're not it's because of the work culture as well, mainly because of the work culture. So there needs to be reforms in that sense. Recently learning South Korea is even worse. Now, South Korea actually has a different problem. So the problem with South Korea is that men have become incredibly like it's got the highest like incel population. I'm jokingly saying it's like highest incel population, but South Korean men are hyper conservative. So like they're the Andrew Tate incel types, trad types, and then the women have gone the complete other way, where they've gone ultra feminist, hate men, etc., etc. So the problem in Korea is that they've got like this massive gender divide in political opinion. So men are extremely conservative and women are extremely progressive. So that's kind of the problem with South Korea there. So yeah. In terms of who to look out for on YouTube, I'd say like Made Minto is pretty big. Doku Bird's pretty big. And I reckon Doobie 3D is gonna be big. Who is the reincarnation of Amelia Watson actually. So yeah. Work culture is the main issue in decreasing birth rates. Follow that with women who don't want to date and not wanting to make a family as well. Yeah, yeah. I think those are the main issues as well here in the West. Um, I think this is also the assumption, which is, hmm, I don't think it's the end of the world if population declines. So people are talking about like massive population decline. There's always going to be people who are going to make there's always going to be people who will have a family. Right? It's not the end of the world that population is declining. I think this is the assumption, right? Which is the assumption that people have, and it's a problem that I really don't like it when people are like, oh, but we have to find a way for GDP to go up. Um, I think it's a false assumption to make that GDP number go up is the only purpose for a country to have, right? Um, this was the problem with the UK, right? Which is each of the British prime ministers. I think someone like Rishi Sunak, right? The previous British prime minister. He didn't see Britain as a country that had values, like that there is a distinct British population with a distinct culture, distinct religion, distinct way of life. Rishi Sunak saw the UK as Airstrip 1. This is economic zone number 53, where the only thing that matters is GDP growth go up. Not the end of the world, but a precursor to civilizational collapse. I wouldn't say that. Population decline is going to be horrible for the people who have to carry the countless obligations that were supposed to be fairly distributed among a generation. Starmer is worse, yeah. For anyone who's here with Don Da Don, yep. Thank you, Coxsum Manga. If you want to go on the Discord, you can talk about that more as well. What was I saying? I was yapping about, yeah. So I don't think population decline is the end of the world actually. So when people are like, "Oh, Japan's declining," I think there needs to be a new model of managed decline, because if the population is declining because of low birth rates, the government just has to deal with that. I don't think we want to. Yeah, if we don't want to live in a world where it's assumed that GDP growth is the only thing, right? We have to protect culture, we have to protect way of living, um, we have to protect safety, and GDP go up isn't to to sacrifice culture in the face of GDP go up. Then I don't think that's the case. John D, why would a Christian want fan service? It's not that. So I've seen Don Da Don. Sorry, I haven't seen Don Da Don. Sorry. I've seen certain scenes from Don Da Don, but the way that if you haven't seen Nick with no K's video on it yet, I think he gives an insight as to why um, there's a difference. Yeah. So for me, right, I still don't like partial nudity, right? But I think there's a difference between an anime including partial nudity for the sake of like what we call fan service, right? In order to invoke lust in the reader. But there's also the case where it's like it's not intentionally trying to do that. So for example, I like bringing this up in chat, but there are multiple women who are about my age who go to my church. Um, my standard of modesty is always don't show the legs, don't show the shoulders. But I know women, and I am friends with women who, friends with Christian women who don't always adhere to that standard of modesty, in my view. And I think that's perfectly fine because I know they're not trying to. I don't think they're trying to invoke lust. It's just that they're wearing stuff which is a bit showy. It is Australia, so they don't want to be wearing something super hot. So that's it. Down with the GDP worshippers for real, for real. I agree with that. There's so much to be said about that. Oh, so that's what fan service is. Yeah, so fan service is specifically so when we played My Side Right, fan service is allowing photo mode, which is a mode which allows the player to like look up someone's skirt, right? So there's a couple of examples of fan service, right? Which is like maybe the female character in anime is like showing their boobs more. So Don Da Don has both kinds of immodesty. Oh, okay, cool. I won't well, I haven't watched it yet and I haven't read the manga, so I am planning to watch it. So because we are thinking of a stream amongst our Christian anime creators. We are thinking of that. In Japan, I believe the problems causing the population decline are far worse than the population decline itself. So, if you just import a billion immigrants, it's not gonna you're not gonna fix the issue. You're not fixing the problem there. That's for sure. So yeah. All right. Well, I just wanted to you've been watching Isekai's Hellbent. In my opinion, it's about Naruto level of anyone who has read or watched that. Ever seen the Spy Family movie? I do want to. I know it showed in theaters. I am going to watch it at some point. I just haven't been feeling Spy Family right now. I know there's a lot of people who love it, and the only reason why I like Spy Family is because um, it is very pro-natalist. Now, pro-natalist, for those of you who don't know what it means, it just means like it's pro-birth, like it's pro-birth rates. Um, so that's why I like Spy Family, because like it is pro-natalist propaganda saying, look how good it is to have a family. So that's why I like it. I enjoy watching anime reviewers like Chibi and Brandon Anime Reviews. That how I know stuff about it without watching much. Sometimes the thumbnails are enough. Also, it's slightly old news, but if you didn't know yet, Oxford had isekai in the dictionary. Oh, I didn't know that. This is the highest view count I have ever seen on stream. Well, you should have seen stream last stream from my side. Apparently, it was like we had a peak of like 25 or 20, 28, 29. So there's that. If only someone will make a Jesus isekai or webtoon model, I think it would be a bit sacrilegious. That's the thing. Chibi doesn't really do reviews. I think he reacts now. What does Chibi do now? I have seen a Chibi review recently. He did a review on not recently. This was when Dangers in My Heart was still airing. I've seen I've seen some of Chibi's stuff. The reason why I think Chibi is very cool is he does stuff. Okay, cool. I won't be showing that on stream. So Chibi is a very interesting guy because I think he's the quintessential he's the quintessential centrist, because he's like, oh, I support he's not conservative. So he's like, I like anime because it's special, but that means, so he's an anime conservative, which means he's not an insane progressive, but he would defend like fan service. So he would defend including fan service in anime. When you look at the stuff on his Twitter, I think it's amazing that he's got a girlfriend as well. But some of the stuff on his Twitter as well, where he's showing like immodest anime figures, right? It's kind of insane. Orthodox Christian here, yes, I agree. That seems sacrilegious. Yeah, the Jesus isekai, it's not like I wouldn't watch that. I would watch a Jesus anime, but not a Jesus isekai. Is sacrilegious mean blasphemous? So it's okay, no. So blasphemous is like one level higher up. Yes, there's opportunity for evangelism, but you have to be careful in how the Lord shall be portrayed. Yes, yes. I consider Narnia to be an isekai. Yes, it is. The only way to make to make a Jesus show / manga, and have it work as a story is to go the chosen route of adding stuff. I think it's welcome Shepherd Dog just joined. We were just talking about this chart here. We're just looking at this chart because of mainly the top female streamers of 2024 are all, the top 5 are all VTubers, and we're chatting about how that's insane. It's absolutely insane that that's the case, but hey, it is what it is there. That's all he missed, which is, yeah. Before I leave you, I did want to address no, that's not the video I'm looking at. We've just hit 7,000 subscribers actually. So I think I'm calling it right now that I'm pretty sure I would not be surprised if I hit 10,000 by the end of the month. So I want to, and it's funny you mentioned Pentecostals, John D. So there are literally modern Pentecostal prophets who claim that they see Jesus in hell, heaven, or when they were in a coma, and they have weird visions. That wouldn't be, so I don't think that's sacrilegious anymore. I think that's actually blasphemous because they are claiming I think I really want to be careful because I know there are very sincere Christians who do believe that they are like they have seen Jesus in heaven, and like they are very sincere about it. So yeah, it's we're gonna stay with that. God bless Russian Orthodox reader. Hello, hello. Low rank clergy and mild otaku for about 4 years. 4 years now. I've been conflicted many times about anime due to its association with many unchristian things. I wouldn't be like again. It's like just like watching any other movie. For example, let's say one of my favorite movies is Edge of Tomorrow. I think that's the name. Is it Edge of Tomorrow? Yeah, it is Edge of Tomorrow. I'm just gonna show it on stream just in case you guys haven't seen it. Or Doctor Who's another good example as well. But all right, cool. If you guys haven't seen this yet, it's basically it's one of the best sci-fi movies, one of the best movies. Full stop. This was adopted from a manga as well, so this was originally a manga. Welcome, Sun Green. Welcome on the screen. Hellbent says, I'm Pentecostal. I've never heard of a Pentecostal prophet. Sound like someone should avoid interacting with, so I'm not told lies. Yeah, no, there are wacky Pentecostals. So there are like genuine Pentecostals who are very cool. Like I've got Pentecostal friends who love the Lord, but there are wacky Pentecostals there as well. Angel Thea, have you seen anything Studio Ghibli? I think I've just about watched every Ghibli movie except a few, like Grave of the Fireflies. Who's your favorite Doctor for Doctor Who? I am a Matt Smith guy. I love Matt Smith. So there's that. So Edge of Tomorrow, if you haven't watched it yet, I'd watch it. But this is like because it's sci-fi, because it's wacky. I wouldn't say like you could argue that it's unchristian because it's like, oh well, time travel isn't real and yada yada yada, and you can argue for it. But I think ultimately, like I've said this in a previous discussion we had on the Discord, which is like whenever I see fantasy stuff like magic or whatever, right? Like I think yes, you can say it's magic and God doesn't like magic and IRL magic isn't real and isekai isn't real, right? And reincarnation isn't real, right? But when it's included in an anime or in a show, I don't think like we are all of the understanding that it is fictional and they're simply using like whether it's time travel or magic or sci-fi or anything like that or any of those themes, they're simply using those things as a vehicle to tell the story. They aren't saying that time travel is a real thing. They're saying time travel is a thing that we're going to use as a vehicle to like, because Edge of Tomorrow is about a guy who is incredibly arrogant, learning how to humble himself and learning how to serve other people. That's basically it. It's not about saying time travel is a real thing and we should totally pursue it. So doesn't the Chosen show also show Jesus change detailed for their gospel show? Yeah, that's why I kind of like it. Some of the scenes in the Chosen are really really good, but I don't like certain bits of the Chosen where they add a few things. One of the scenes that come to mind is the woman at the well, right? And they add so many things to it. CVJ says, should we annex Greenland? I think it's very, very cool. I've never watched Doctor Who. I've never watched Doctor Who. I cannot handle British television. I love British television because it's very it's clever, right? It's not American. So yeah, some American TV shows are very, very, very stupid. So the Chosen adds and it still follows the main plot points, even then people still take issue with it. So for example, like I want to show this example, right, of the Chosen. The scene he told Nicodemus not to worship him is kind of blasphemous, in my opinion. No offense. Yeah, I haven't seen that scene yet. But if that is real, all right, we're gonna watch this together because this, when I saw this, welcome back, Born Again. This is kind of what triggers me. Again, like I think there are absolutely amazing scenes from this show. Like for example, Pharisees. I recently just saw Pharisees and Sadducees, Chosen. Law of. So this scene here from The Chosen is absolutely amazing. Like I love this scene, and this is why The Chosen is really really good. There's also like the go the extra mile. where go the extra mile, The Chosen. So these are probably two of my favorite scenes from The Chosen. So this one here, this scene here has the Pharisees and the Sadducees arguing about the afterlife, and they're like actually they're having like a theological debate, and it's generally one of the most, it's an amazing scene because in my like this scene itself didn't literally happen in history, but it is an example. Like they show how the Pharisees and the Sadducees are like arguing and they're fighting, right? So welcome Zaktan. I am having a really good day actually. For me, I have a problem with magic in anime only when it features symbolism that is clearly inspired by real life stuff and occult symbols. Yeah, that's fair. To be honest, I was not too obsessed with anime until a non-believing friend in high school infected me with it. But I must take responsibility, not that they corrupted me. Yeah. So anyway, so this scene, absolutely amazing. I love this scene because it's like it shows historical context that the Sadducees and Pharisees were arguing about what they were arguing about. I love this scene here where it shows the Romans here forcing Jesus's group to like carry their armor, which was a real law that any citizen of an occupied land would be forced to like carry a Roman soldiers stuff, Roman soldiers armor for about a mile because like this stuff is really heavy. Of course, you don't want to be like wearing it for a whole day. So that's the purpose of this law, and then like they would go 1 mile. And then this bit here where Jesus says we're going to go 1 mile extra. It's absolutely great. I liked anime, then stopped, and after I consumed Oshinoko, I love really crappy isekais and romances. I don't like watching isekais. I only watch isekais if they're good. But hey, romances, all good. Half the stuff people criticize about The Chosen comes down to mischaracterizing the intent of the work. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But there's this scene here that I'm really peeved about. Let's see if I don't want to get copyright struck for this, so I'm just gonna.
And the time is coming when neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem.
Yeah, sorry. We're gonna try find the scene for it, the specific line for it, because when I heard it the first time, I was like really caught. Hello, welcome Josh Patterson. We're reacting to this Chosen scene because I have to show this to see how, because I've just shown a couple of scenes where The Chosen is really good and I absolutely enjoy it, but then there's this scene that
and sorts this mess out, including
when you say that you've never received anything. He wasn't a good man.
Might be a bit earlier.
Will thirst again. But whoever drinks the water,
wouldn't that
a spring of water, welling both.
I don't have it.
That I think when I first watched it, it's like this is inserting modern day sensibilities, because it is true that Jesus is here to break barriers, like that there is no more Jew or Gentile, there is no more Greek or Scythian, etc., etc. Yeah, they added more parts to it, and this is the part which I think The Chosen, as amazing as it is, there are these sections of the show which are just like, come on, man, like yeah. It's just that one line which is like, oh, why did you have to do it? Like you didn't have to say like, oh, I'm here to break those barriers, because it's very, when I hear that sort of stuff, it's so like it's a modern day sensibility trying to add it. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of my rant on it. Ever seen My Last Day on YouTube? It's one of the best animations that I've seen. that's for sure. I have seen My Last Day. It's really amazing. I love it. For those of you who haven't watched it, I'm not gonna react to it all on stream because I want you guys to watch it yourself. But yeah, it's basically an anime art style Jesus. Wait. There you go. So that's My Last Day. It's one of the best animations I've seen. I really love it. Welcome, Dragon Pogchamp from Lebanon. Hey. That's a new country. I haven't seen it. All right, cool. Before I leave you, so for those of you who haven't watched the video yet on Celestium VT, she's one of my VTuber friends, and I just did a video covering like the drama that she had to face. I have a question. Do you watch Made to Express? Wait, Made to Express. I haven't heard of that. I've not seen this channel before. Made to Express. 300,000 subscribers though. I'm surprised I haven't seen this guy before. No, I haven't watched Made to Express yet, so his channel. Welcome, Speedy Shade J. Good, always good to have new people. So I saw it. Are you disappointed that you are not the most hated Christian VTuber yet? Okay, so this is I want to plan. I want to plan something. So I think this was a while ago, but a couple of I can't remember when this was. This was a couple of months ago. No, this was like two years ago, actually, I should say. So I did this thing where every day for Pride Month I would post straight couples for Pride Month, and apparently I showed up on Reddit. So I know for certain that I am like the most hated Christian VTuber on Reddit. That's for sure. I just wanna. There's actually there's one of the gems. I love reading hate comments because it's just so funny. This one. Damn, that post alone unhomoed my sex. I wonder if the next one will untrans my gender. It would be funny. It would be a funny bit if he posted gay couples for the rest of the year. Christian anime podcast. What? I think here one of the things I loved about Clanad was the quiet background lesbian couple. I don't know where he's getting this. Who even get included in the happy montage in the finale. Sure, there's a part of me that would have loved to see them more in the foreground, and yet there's something so casual about it that brings me joy. Anyways, this dude seems like a pillock. Like, I don't know where he's getting that from because I did not notice that at all. This one's absolute gem. From a quick read of his recent posts, he called for the Philippines to annex most of Asia. This was back then when I was really LARPing. As well as Australia and the USA. His take on Israel-Palestine was to make Israel a Filipino puppet state. There's no out-jerking this guy, so I think it's absolutely fine. There are no lesbians. This is a C.S. Lewis friendship moment. For real. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Yeah, leftists own, millions lived. I'm trying to look. Yeah, there were some other really funny ones, I'll say. So anyway, I know for certain that I am at least the most hated Christian VTuber on Reddit. Not quite on Twitter. So yeah, I am Filipino. I'm Filipino but living in Australia. Why do you love reading hate comments? I don't know. It's like just part of my testimony is that when I was like non-Christian, I love triggering people. Like I love trolling. That's part of my personality. So that's why I think whenever I read hate comments, it's like I laugh because you took time out of your day to watch my stuff. You took time out of your day not to do something loving or not to do something that you enjoy, but you took time out of your day to specifically hate on me, who I'm trying to do something good. I'm trying to do something funny, but you yourself, you're so triggered, and you're so insecure in your personality, and you're so insecure about your own life that you decided to write a hate comment. So that's why I love writing hate comments. Being hated, yeah, I'm gonna come for your title. VTubers on the rise, yeah. Anyways, how to stop being lazy? Just do work, pray, and do work. That's how you stop being lazy. Reddit is just like any other social media. Why does it have to have negative stigma? It's because it's full of leftists and any conservatives. It's got a high rate of censorship. That's why. As I was once told, monetize your haters. For real, for real. For real, for real. Yeah, I know. 45 viewers. This is peak. We're peaking. We are absolutely peaking right now. Reddit is horrifically left wing. I know. It's that's why it gets dunked on. Anyway, let's come back to the video, because there are a few interesting comments that I wanted to read. So like absolutely love like all of the love we're heaping on Celeste. It's absolutely amazing. So this is one of the gems, right? I saw so Celeste says, I saw this on the way home. Thank you for covering this and wrapping it up so eloquently. I was going to make a video explaining what happened, but I never published it because of the heat I would get. God bless you, brother. It's been a blessing meeting you. So very, very cool. Reddit used to have right-wing and conservative focused subreddits, and then I'm assuming they all disappeared. Yeah, where did all of you guys come from? Yeah, this is the thing, right? This video is currently sitting on 7,700 views. I'm pretty sure this is not the updated number either. The updated number, I wouldn't be surprised right now if over the stream it hit something else. Yeah, 7.8 K views it would be. So absolutely amazing. The Christian Anime Explained video just hit 13K. So yeah, that's it. Gregory Studios, I have not seen your comment yet on this video. I think you've been buried in the in all of this. So yeah. Anyway, so absolutely great that I love all of the I love all of the love that you've bestowed upon her. I'm trying to look. There's a couple of guys in here which are really, really funny. Hopefully we'll find them. The only reasonable subreddit I'm a is r/true Christian. What did I miss? You missed a lot, Celeste. Which is not a surprise. Women do miss a lot, so yeah. We're just looking through comments right now, Celeste, on the video that I did on you. So yeah. Oh, here we go. I want to read this. This guy, I don't want to bang on him too much because he is actually he is really, really polite. So it's very cool. Very, very cool stuff. So he says here, I think it's the peak of cosmological arrogance to think that either that Roblox kid or your friend can accurately say who receives eternal damnation or not. You two seem like nice and polite people, which I hope is a trait that stays with you. Still, wrapping a hateful message that homosexuality is fundamentally wrong behind a mantle of politeness does not make it any less offensive. I hope that you can understand that as a Christian, you believe in a universal truth, so it's not exactly brave to hide behind "we're just an opinion amongst others." You believe you're right, and treating people as if you're here means acting, as if you're right here means acting or at least believing in homophobic ways, however nicely they are expressed. Now, just to address that first part there, I think he thinks he's right as well. Like to say that, oh, you think you're right. Well, you think you're right as well. I think that's the beauty, I think, of my if you guys aren't aware, my ideology is kind of mixed with like this metamodernist view, right? Which is like we're all telling stories about ourselves. Society is always telling stories. Society is always we're always telling stories about what is right and what is wrong. So there isn't really something like called truth. Like in an atheist worldview, there isn't anything called truth. Right? Truth only matters. Truth only makes sense with a Christian story. If you live in a Christian story, if you live in like a if you live with a Christian worldview, it's only then that you actually believe in truth. But with an atheist worldview, there is nothing really called the truth. There is only stories. There are only opinions. So yeah, of course, like it is perfectly accurate to say we're just an opinion among others. Homosexuality is fundamentally wrong. I don't see how that is a hateful message. The reason why is because, as I said in this video, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what, like, if you were to say this with any other sin, like murder or lying or theft, we wouldn't be saying that. Like, you're being incredibly hateful towards murderers. Like, we wouldn't say that with any other things. Shelo Jose says, ideologically, you are an anarcho-monarchist. You're not sure what it means, but it sounds cool. It sounds cringe. Okay, the anarcho-monarchism is an odd ideology. I don't actually know anyone. Yes, Celeste, very, very cool, very, very cool streamer. Go follow her. I can't actually, can I pin your comment? Yes, I'm gonna pin your message. There you go. Very, very cool girl who's doing amazing stuff. So yeah, alcoholism is wrong for real. Yeah, you are hurting yourself. Like that's like you're being mean and you're being hateful toward alcoholics. Yeah, homicide phobic for real, for real. We don't have connection issues, and we're on like 50 concurrent viewers. This is peak right now. You know, considering this was a very impromptu stream, I'm surprised that we're getting so many people right now joining. Didn't Tolkien say he was an anarcho-monarchist or something similar? I had no idea. That's a gem. That's a gem right there. All right. Let's see. There was also a real joker in here that I wanted to see. Oh no, sorry, we haven't even finished reading this comment. Let's finish reading this guy's comment. We've come to call this an ugly prejudice in our times, and there are reasons for it. You might disagree with the reasons for religious motives, but that just tells me what your position is. Your motives and or your religion overall might be the ones in the wrong after examination. Have you considered that you might be in the wrong after examination? Like, I think if you guys haven't watched Mike Winger's video on why he does a really good video on secular reasons why we shouldn't be supporting homosexuality, or at least we shouldn't be encouraging homosexuality. There are secular reasons, like non-religious reasons, to not support homosexual lifestyles, right? So it's that. I think my phone is trying to kill itself from all the viewers, as well as all the freaking people who got technology for Christmas. Oh my goodness. It's like different kinds of woods. They're all useful, and there's nothing God can't use from good. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yes, the Bible is true, but one can't just blindly follow it as an excuse to unapply logic and ensue ignorance. Astrophel, I disagree with that. There are reasons to, like, it's this part of storytelling, right? Is the Christian story better than the atheist story? Let's compare two stories, right? So story A is about story A says homosexuality should be encouraged, and story B says homosexuality should be discouraged. What's the result of story A? Story A encourages more people to live homosexual lives, which is harmful to them, because we know that homosexuality is directly linked to higher rates of sexually transmitted illnesses and diseases. We know that homosexuality is actually linked to disproportionately higher disproportionate rates of domestic violence. Like, we know that lesbian couples have I think it's like 40% higher rates of domestic violence compared to straight couples, which goes to say there is something wrong with these relationships, right? So, and not only that, if we continue encouraging homosexuality, there's going to be way more people as well who are not going to have children as well. So yeah, no, Speedy Shade J, yeah, wow, really, yes, that's true. This is from, go to Mike Winger's video, and go to Mike Winger's video and do look it up as well. I don't have the source on me right now, so yeah. Story B says homosexuality should be discouraged. I think we should also speak about other forms of sexual immorality. It isn't the focus of the post, but I think it might be interesting to discuss in the future. That as well, right? So let's say so that I just told you about like story A. What does story B say? Story B says homosexuality is bad. You shouldn't be engaging in these relationships because it's going to harm you, and the impact of that is you're going to get more fulfilled people who are more fulfilled in their lives, people who aren't just basing their sole identity on their sexual identity. There's all of those things, right? Which is why when you compare those stories, story B is much better, right? So like that's why I like comparing stories rather than comparing what is actually true, because like well, you are going to see what is actually true when you compare stories. So there's that. Some bit of skepticism is good, obviously, but not too much. Yes, like polyamorous relationships, people taking sex and intimacy out of marriage, and whatever wickedness humans have invented. I think that's actually the big. So I'm going to mention the abortion issue actually, because whenever I talk about abortion with like non-Christians or people who are like skeptical of the pro-life position, I think it's really easy to talk to Christians about like being more pro-life, right? Because there are like I do believe there are a lot of Christians out there who are misinformed and misguided on the issue of abortion, and it's easier to talk to them about that. But whenever I talk to non-Christians about it, I don't just out automatically say, oh, I'm pro-life, because you know what that does? That like that gets them to shut you down. The way that you ease into it is you start talking about like, I'm passionate about encouraging teenagers to have protected sex or not have sex at all, right? Because the way that you get the way that you get pregnant is through sex. So therefore, the way that you actually prevent abortions from occurring is to prevent those unplanned pregnancies from happening in the first place. So the way that you do that is to say to teenagers, hey, you need to understand that if you are going to have unprotected sex, you are going to have a baby. Like it's very likely that you're going to you're going to become pregnant, and you're going to be responsible for that baby. And it's that deterrence which like stops them from having sex outside of marriage. There's a reason why sex needs to be inside of marriage. It's so that you don't get like a surprise pregnancy, and it's so that you can actually support this child, and that you don't even consider like killing this child in the first place. So yeah, I think the pro-life position needs to have that with it as well, which is like it needs to have that focus of deterrence, deterring kids from like teenagers from having sex in the first place, or young people from having sex outside of marriage in the first place. And it's also protecting children and protecting babies from being killed. So yeah. Yes, that is true. The argument in support of abortion is incredibly emotional. They'll get some backlash too. Sexual liberation movement in America has really rotted away relationships and commitment. Yeah, it's like I saw a stat recently. It's actually apparently worse in Australia. Apparently, like what's the? I'll find the stat. Sexual promiscuity statistics, Australia women. Yeah, this is oh dear. Okay. So Australians have the second highest let's center this for you guys. Australians have second highest number of lifetime sexual partners, studies find. And I think it's here we go. A meta-analysis by World Population Review found Australians between 25 and 44 had 13.3 sexual partners in their lifetime. Now, if you are talking about a culture which is incredibly depraved, which is incredibly which does not like, which is completely godless, like this is Australian culture is the way to it. Like it absolutely saddens me. It is a great tragedy of our time that people, especially my age, especially millennials, just do not consider, just don't consider it. Yeah, I thought I was 13, which is that doesn't mean then we should go like the red pill alpha male route, because I've met literally all of the ladies at my all of the women at my church who are about my age, I'm pretty sure they're all virgins. So this isn't all Australian women, because I think if you're talking about like very liberal, very like non-Christian homes, non-Christian families, that this is probably true for them. But there are genuinely, if you go into churches, if you go talk to people in churches, especially young people at my church specifically, as well, there's a lot of the young adults there. It's often said that they have like a really high view of relationships and marriage. So yeah, that's a lot of the people at my church my age is actually very they're all very very they're non-promiscuous, I should say. It is so insidious because to accept the truth about when life begins can feel like condemning people one cares about a lingering horror. So yeah. It's not a life, then it's dead. If it's not a life, then it's dead. And how about the times when people want a baby, and those same pro-choice people will call that a baby, but the moment that it is unwanted, they want to devalue it for real. So yeah. Anyway, so this is it's one of the great disappointments in Australia, but I think that just goes to show that Australian culture is in need of like Australians are in need of a savior, whether or not they want it. So, and that's one of my goals of this channel as well, which is we are always praying for revival here in Australia. And I think it would just be so funny if one of the methods of that revival is through this Christian anime podcast. Like if the way that people in Australia turn back to God is through anime, that would be just so good. And I'd love for that to happen. So yeah. One of the good things about Japan, actually, as sexualized as Japan's culture is, pornography is actually banned in Japan. So yeah, so that's one of the things. So one of the things that certain artists have to do is they have to censor certain body parts because that would be too sexual. So like, of course, they're still going to draw like degenerate stuff, but that's why they have to censor it. It's because of those laws in Japan, which are banned. Speaking of Australia, any of you know about John Anderson? John Anderson's really cool. Some of the stuff he says is really cool, but he's just too old. Like there needs to be I'd love for there to be like a young Australian conservative to shoot up to prominence, and it's not just all the Sky News people and John Anderson. Just so you know, like all of the most of the conservative so there's one so Sky News Australia is America's Fox News. It's Australia's version of Fox News, and it would be so good. Like there's no one who comes to mind as like a really prominent young person other than like Turning Point Australia of that. So yeah, I didn't know that about Japan. That's cool. And the art has not noticeably suffered. No, the thing is, right, they're still going to show like, oh, we're going to show as much skin as possible, so that wouldn't be under the definition of pornography, but they're gonna they would still like draw degenerate like stuff. It's just like it is censored in like the parts where they're doing it, right? So yeah. Japan is going to have Luce at Jubilee this year. That sounds really cool. I saw I think it's Stephen Marshall who was really triggered by Luce. So yeah. Okay, now. It's a shame I can't find. Oh no. There's a real Joker here. Oh, I'm gonna have to show it on Discord. Which is going to be a... Sorry, give me a second, guys. There's a real Joker in the comments section that I want to look at. Open in browser, please. Oh, perfect. We don't have to go on Discord. Let's see if we can zoom in. All right. So, yeah, but the censorship is really a joke, honestly. Like some faint line. Yeah. So, yeah, Luce was made by a company that promoted LGBT and some very NSFW products. That is the sad thing about Luce, actually. So, yeah. With the Australian statistic, religiosity and conservatism have been found to have an increased consumption of pornography. Yeah, on the aggregate, any side can pick statistics that support their position. Really? I had no idea. Really? That's a interesting point. I might fact check you on that. Speaking of Luce, I heard that some people think this anime mascot is a bad idea for some reasons. Maybe they think it's evil or something. I think it's really cool. It's very cute and it's very anime. I've made it a mission, Gregory Studio says, of mine to see that the gospel gain a foothold in Japan. So yeah, good job. Otherwise, it would be nice to see more Christian anime content or even see Christian VTubers rise up. Yeah, we got to rise up. We got to rise up amongst all the degeneracy. Who's your favorite anime movie director, Miyazaki or Shinkai? Shinkai all the way. I think Miyazaki is very, like, he has very cringe political takes. That's why I prefer Shinkai. And Shinkai has, I've got a video on him planned for February. And I think there's certain Shinkai-isms, which are, he's very, very, I love him. Absolutely love him. More people must become Christian VTubers. We need to take over the space, right? As I said, like, at the start, when I showed you, when we look at this picture, right, VTubers are just gonna keep increasing, right? There's no stopping for the rate of growth for VTubers. Like, VTubers are always going to be popular, I think, because there's a desperate need out there for people who want VTubers. All right, cool. Last thing which we'll talk about. I've already been streaming for an hour. How time flies, goodness. Old Testament this guy was really, really wacky. So he says, Old Testament allowed polygamy until Paul said, never mind, in his patch notes. How many partners one has seems to be a much more softer rule, depending on culture, other than teachings in the Bible, which are more explicit on where they stand. Now, the Old Testament did not allow polygamy. It's just that the Old Testament included stories of people who engaged in polygamous relationships. So, the Old Testament definitely did not allow polygamy. It's just that there are certain stories of people like Abraham and David who engaged in polygamous relationships. It's not encouraged. It's just described. Okay, but how is being gay a sin and beyond God said so? Yeah, look, I've already addressed this. So yeah, it's this guy. I love this guy on his comment. So yeah, this is why I love reading hate comments. It's to see how triggered people get. All right. I think we'll wrap it up there for today's stream. I've already been streaming for an hour, so I just wanted to see you guys. It's absolutely amazing that we're at 42 viewers, which is the most we've ever had on a stream. Just a reminder for you guys that YouTube memberships are open. Like, the best way to support me on this channel is to get a YouTube membership or give me a super chat or all of those things. Like, that's if you do really want to support me, that's the way to do it. For those of you who do join memberships right now, I've got 2 videos available for early access, which are anime stories of imperfect fathers and the anime about setting the world on fire. That's on Moriarty the Patriot, and that will release this Saturday. And anime stories of imperfect fathers, that's another 2 weeks away. So yeah, that's all. Just wanted to remind you of that. Which is, yeah, if you'd love to see me do more streams, if you'd love to see me make more videos, support me through that. Oh, is that why my comments weren't seen? Because you're not a YouTube member? No, you are seen. It's just that, just so you know, I can't respond to all of your comments. Like, there was a time in this channel's existence where I was a really small channel and I could respond to every comment. However, it's very, very it's very hard to respond to all of them. Yawning, I know you're like, decrease the price for channel members, but what is it? How much is it that you have to spend? It's not that much. It's like $4 Australian, I think. So I can't decrease it anymore, or else YouTube gets a massive cut. So YouTube will steal my money in that case. But yeah, what's memberships at right now? Yeah, what, $3.99? $3.99 Australian. So what's that? Two American. So yeah, that's it. You deserve some supporters, man. Yeah, thank you. I've been I've been really enjoying the comments from mainly what makes a Christian anime and that the Celeste video as well, which is like, yeah, it's I've got so many supporters, like there's so many people who are really posting encouraging comments, and that's what I do this for. Like I have and there are more people that have $1 members. Yeah. You know what? Yawning. Why don't I do that right now? I think this one will just have to be you get a badge. You don't get emojis, you just get a badge for being a channel member. Ad level. Can you do on 199? Can do 149. What's wait, 1 USD to AUD, what's that? 161 Australian dollars. Cool. Oh, you'll just get the loyalty badges and emoji. Okay, cool. Oomphy freeloader. What should I call this? What have I missed? Yeah, you've missed a lot, Nick with no K, that's the thing. And they have more demand for members. A channel is like its own business, and YouTube is the government collecting tax dollars. Yes. We're near the end of the stream. Yes, sorry, Nick. What should I call this? Okay, so I'm just so you know. So the names of my of the different membership levels are based on like military rank. So that's why your loyalty badge is like a is like a military rank is what it is. So Oomphy Loyalist at 3.99 Australian, and Oomphy Cadet at 5.99. What should I call Oomphy Party member? Oomphy member. We'll have to say, I think we'll call it Oomphy member then. 149. Hey, cool. Done. We're done. All right, cool. There seems to be an issue. What's the issue? This is, can we do custom perk? This is base level perks. So you get access to emojis and what is it? Oomphy is spelled OOMFIE. Oomphy Rookie. Oh, Oomphy Rookie would be that's a good level. You get access to emojis and a channel badge. All right, done. That's it. Perk instructions. No further instructions. Smiley face. Done. Next. Yep. So yeah. All right, cool. I think that's it. Submit. For those of you who are also on the Discord, Oomphy visitor, that would be cringe. I saw also Nick. I absolutely loved your 2024 update video, so thank you very much. All right. I don't think it's been published yet, but hopefully YouTube will do that really quickly. So there's now a $1.49 Australian level for Oomphies who want to support the channel. So that's all well and good. All right, have a lovely rest of your evenings, American people. I will be, and for those of you on this side of the continent, of this side of the world, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. We've just hit 7,000 subscribers, so thank you very much, everyone. I have a sneaking suspicion I really want to hit 10,000 by the end of this month, so let's get to it. So I hope you all have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you next week when I get a stream, and hopefully the My Side video will be out to members by tonight. So see ya.